Welcome everyone. The topic for the day is ISO 45001 and OHSS SAS is Occupational Health Safety Act is all about 18,001. What is this all about it? We'll talk about the journeys which has been happening with ISO International Standard Organization and OHSAS. Now, this is what we need to understand. What was the journey all about it? How did it go around? Why did it happen? And where it is going to take place altogether. So, talking about occupational health, safety, and management system, OHSAS is what we are talking around it. Let us understand. First and foremost thing, we have to talk about the plan, do, check that, or PDCA act that comes around it. First thing is to plan it out. Then we have to do. Once we have done it out, we need to check it out and probably act around again. The same factor that comes around again and again. So remember, planning takes much of the time, and then acting is basically the least amount of time. So we have this PDCA taken care for occupational health and safety management system. What is OHSAS? Occupational Health and Safety Management System 18,001. It was talking about nothing but incremental and definite improvement over a period of time. So it is from occupational health and safety policy. We started with planning, we started with implementing, checking, and managing review, and then can continue. Exactly what we said about by PDCA. So plan, doing, checking, and acting upon it. So that is what is policy, planning, implementing, checking, management review, and continual improvement. So let us understand the scope of 18,001 OHSS. So what is the scope? What is the normative references, the terms and definition, the occupational health and safety management system requirement? What are the general requirement, and the four step that we keep on saying about here? That is of planning, implementation, and operation, checking, and management, so on and so forth. So, what is the annexures that comes around it? It is basically a most important event since ISO 9001 defines the framework for generic. I repeat, absolutely generic management system. Absolutely management system that we follow it out. In future, ISO MSS would be consistent, would be compatible, and they will always have the same kind of look and same kind of feel. This could be the beginning of the end of conflict as far as duplications are concerned, as far as confusions are concerned, as far as misunderstanding or misrepresentation arising from subtle different requirement under different MSS that comes around it. We talk about MSS time and again. So what exactly would be mentioned is the maximum segment size that comes around it. So let us have a review. As in the current management system standard will mitigate during the next revisions. High level structures, identical core levels that comes around it. We have to look. We have to go for the fact of code text. What is the code text and whom are we addressing? This is what most important thing, important terms is all about it. Then there is something called common terms and code. So let us understand the review altogether. There are 45 shall statements generating 84 requirements. That is the annexures, appendixes, we are talking around it, at least 45 shall statement with 84 requirements in the future management system. So we have moved from what we want to do it in terms of shall statement into 85 requirements, and these are what we are looking forward to. Absolutely, we have changed the terminations altogether in probabilities to into surety altogether. So obviously, each discipline will have their own requirements. So the total for any new standard will have to have that comes around it. Now let us understand the draft policy of ISO 45001 is an international standard that specifies requirement of occupational health and safety management system. Again, the same thing, occupational health and safety management system as OHSAS, with guidance for its use to enable an organization to proactively improve, to proactively develop its performance in terms of OHS is concerned. what is being developed to prevent any untoward accident, to uh, prevent from any workers, employees to fall sick because of their work commitment or occupational habits. That needs to be taken care of. ISO 45001 is intended to be applicable to every organization, regardless of their size, regardless of their type, regardless of their nature. All these requirements are intended to be integrated in an organizational owns management philosophy. Absolutely should be a part of the philosophy that we are looking of the new concept, the context of the organization, the leadership that we are looking into it, the documentation information, where is preventive action. This is what we are looking. We have to speak to the new concept, and the new concept should be relevant to every thereby. Let us understand with this pictograph as to what we are looking into it. Remember, this is a surety statement that I've already said. Previously, it was a probability statement. So, what it is coming from it? It is the external issues and the internal factors that needs to be factored in. Then understand the expectation of the interested stakeholders, the expectation that we go around it. And did I say a PDCA? So this is what we do about it in planning, supporting operations, and probably going to the outcomes purpose. So ISO 45001 tells, let us understand the scopes, the normative references, which is absolutely absent because there are no precedences altogether. Terms and definition, risk, effect of uncertainty of an objective, no acceptable risk. Believe me, no risk assessment, no health review, nothing to name a few altogether as far as terms and conditions. This is a absolutely not a new leaf. It is an absolutely new tree if you want new plant. We are going to talk about it. The context of an organization, understanding the organization and its context altogether, understanding the expectation, the requirement of the workers, the various stakeholder that is there, determining the scope of the OHS management system. OHS management system, the occupational health and safety management system, is a must thing that needs to. We are talking about the leadership, workers' participation and consultation, leadership commitment, the policy, the organization roles and the responsibilities that is accountable for, the authorities that needs to be participated in, the participation consultations and the representation thereof. That is what is very important. Understand the philosophy. It is all about leadership. It is all about top management. It is all about procedures. It is all about participation. Now, talking about the sixth step is the planning step. Actions to address risk and opportunities, which are maybe general, maybe about the occupational health and safety risk that we are talking about it, identifying them, assessing them, determining the applicable legal requirements, other requirements, if any, other risk and opportunities of OHS management system, planning to take action. OHS objectives and planning are to achieve them. Let us come to the support system, the resources, the competence, the awareness, the information, the communication, the documentation information is what are integral part of the support is all about it. Resources, what are the resources? Who are the key person looking for it? The competence that needs to be taken care of, the awareness that all should be percolated among all the stakeholders as far as the employees are concerned. Information and documentation, definitely yes. Documentation information must. We'll talk about the operational planning is all about the hierarchy of controls, management of change, outsourcing, procurement, contractor, emergency preparedness, and responses thereby. We will be talking about it time and again. Needs to be understood time and again. Let us go with an example of a change situation. Now, believe me or not, if there is an incident which leads to an ill health, what will happen? So, first and foremost, an accident where there is an injury or health, ill health is to be referred as an accident. Let us understand it is simply an accident, it's not an ill health. So, we are basically classifying it to the most broader category and referring as near miss, near hit, close call, or dangerous occurrence. So now this is where it needs to be done it into a 4 point scale where it is said the ill health is because of a near miss, or it is because of near hit, or it was a very close call, or probably a dangerous occurrence in the first place. Dangerous occurrence is something which should never happen. If it is a near miss, we should start taking precautions altogether from here. Near hit means people might have just about escaped it, and probably close call people are getting affected. Remember, in these three part people have been affected cognitively, if not physically. Absolutely on a I come to an end of this particular presentation. Thank you for watching this video.